Please, there are seats at the back. Kindly take seats, please. If you haven't taken your seat yet, please kindly find a seat and sit down. We are about to start.
Hello.
The man in the center of everything to tell his story. I remember Professor Chineba Achebe said when his book, Things Fall Apart, he says, until the lions have their own historians, the history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. Today, the lion will tell his own story. Let me quickly also set the ground rules for this press conference. The CEO, as I said, will address us. There's a prepared speech that is going to read. After that, we're going to take questions from the media. And we'll take 3 questions at a go. After that, he will answer all 3 questions, and then I'll come back again to take the second round of questions. Please, I'll urge all of you to keep your questions short, precise, and straight to the point. You are only entitled to 1 question. Thank you very much. If you agree with me, let's now start the ball rolling. So, without much ado, let me quickly introduce the dignitaries behind the table. Immediate right, it's Sammy. He is the head of radio. Please, a round of applause for him. Then we have Nana Appiah Mensah. We all call him Nam 1. He is the founder and the CEO of MenzGold Group. And then we also have Nana Yao Ofe. He is the corporate affairs manager of MenzGold Ghana. And then the last but not the least is Mr. Francis Ejeku Donko, who is a friend and the brother to the CEO. A round of applause for him as well. Thank you very much. My name is Ni Amatefio, and I'm the head of communications for MenzGold and your moderator as well. I think a round of applause for me as well. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me quickly hand over the microphone to our CEO to address us.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here today. It feels really good to be back. First of all, let me thank you so much for the job you did, when this whole journey started, with regards to the media, various reportage, the issues we faced, my detention in Dubai, my arrival to Ghana, the Interpol red notice, and up to date. I mean, the media has played a very pivotal role in our development and journey so far. And now that I have the opportunity, I think it's very wise. I deem it very wise to commend you highly. Thank you so much. Okay, so we'll go straight to the business of the day, which is the speech. So with your kind indulgence, I would want to read, if you permit me. Thank you for coming to this event, meant to provide you with detailed state of our companies, especially what has bedeviled MenzGold for the past 12 months and the way forward. May I state humbly that this communication is without prejudice. First of all, Let me start by praying the Almighty God for grace today and to thank Him gratefully as we count our many blessings. Thank you, God. First of all, let me also take the opportunity to thank the government of Ghana, Ambassador of Ghana to the United Arab Emirates, His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Ramadan, for the consular services extended to me during my 8-month detention in Dubai. Sir, if you are in the listening range of my voice, I thank you so much. May Allah bless you. I thank the Ghana Police Service for the warm reception and the exhibit of professionalism and the discharge of their duty on my arrival to Ghana on 11 July 2019. I express my greatest form of immense gratitude to the ruler of Dubai, His Royal Highness, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and His gracious name, the Dubai prosecutions and the Dubai court exhibited the highest form of integrity by boldly upholding the rule of law, handing me justice before the Dubai First Instance and Superior Court in the case number 68807/2018, an acquittal and discharge. May Allah, ever merciful, most compassionate, bless and prosper Dubai forever. Allah Karim. I owe an immense debt of gratitude to the people of Ghana, our legal team abroad and in Ghana, led by Mr. Kwame Boafo Ekufu, my brother and my good friend, who has been resolute, exhibited loyalty and courage in the face of adversity, exhibiting his service and commitment to nothing but the rule of law. Today, I cannot forget to bless the over 1,000 staff of MenzGold Ghana Limited, and of course, MenzGold Global, and that is to the effect of MenzGold UK, MenzGold Lagos, and then MenzGold España. Xylophone Media, Brew Marketing Consult, and all our other companies in Ghana, as well as our families for the unwavering support since the unfortunate event of the past few months. To you all I say, you made a good choice which will be well rewarded by God Almighty, especially Mr. Kwame Boafo Ekufu. Like the biblical Moses, you chose to side and share in the affliction of God's people instead of enjoying the temporary pleasures of sin. Sir, thank you so much. May God bless you. I also reserve my biggest gratitude to our cherished MenzGold customers for their continued support, encouragement, loyalty, and prayers through these trying times. Thank you so much. May God and His infinite mercy be merciful and enlarge your coast. Even though I'm still receiving a much needed medical attention, that is swellings, blood clot in my pelvic region and in my knees, with excruciating pains following a past surgical procedure, due to my well-publicized 9-month detention in Dubai and in Ghana. Regardless, I deem it very fit to make this address to the general public, more especially to MenzGold customers in a bid to keep them abreast with the ongoings. MenzGold Ghana Company Limited is a licensed, reputable Ghanaian gold dealership firm with 5 years of impeccable and enviable service delivery and gold trading record globally. It would interest you to know that in the past 5 years, MenzGold Ghana Limited consistently met the demands of its customers, suppliers, and foreign partners who do business with us. But for the force majeure, the regulatory questions raised by the Bank of Ghana and the Securities and Exchange Commission, that is a regulatory intervention of which we respectfully contested and is still before the Ghanaian Court of Law. It is a question of statutory interpretation as to whether or not the trading of our gold collectibles or jewelry and the return of monthly profit on same to traders is deposit taking, deposit mobilization, or trading securities. As to whether or not the export of tons of gold dory bars of very fine percentage purity with many evidence of inflows in forex via the Bank of Ghana as a Ponzi scheme. We're praying the just and august Ghanaian court to answer these questions and then to make consequential orders to repair MenzGold damage, if any. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, MenzGold got very successful with its gold dealership business, resulting in the buying of gold, export, and the produce of fine gold collectibles, which is jewelry, to satisfy the domestic market. This was just an innovative drive and adherence to the government campaign for Made in Ghana goods. We saw the need to embark on a drive for international expansion in a quest to broaden our market's share size. We saw the opening of some international outlets in Madrid, that is in Spain, London, that is in the United Kingdom, and in Lagos, which is our neighbor, Nigeria. The famous shutdown letter landed our business, staff, customers, and shareholders a catastrophic blow, which sadly led to many very horrific occurrences that brought untold economic hardships to our families, our dear customers, and the staff body of all our companies, many of whom are customers due to the reputable nature of our business. To you all who suffered various degrees of upset, being it directly or indirectly, we sincerely share in your pain. With God on our side, we shall soon change this sad MenzGold tale to a very happy narrative, as I grasp a resolve to drive our company from good to great. The MenzGold product line that has been questioned is one that is just an act of innovation characterized by most businesses worldwide. We sought to build a word processor out of a typewriter in our line of business with the hope of being encouraged to create wealth in the face of globalization. While I was in office, I noticed that the 21st century witnesses a blowing wave of globalization. Yet, our continent, Africa, has seen limited technological innovative advancement, which stifle our economic growth and lame our progress due to lack of will to invest in the difficult task of creating new things. This tends to make companies in Africa fail in the future, no matter how big a company's stated capital is or who is in the helm of affairs. With this background, juxtaposed with my vision and drive to build a business that would surpass our generation, innovation was the only option. As it turned out, with a cease and desist directive from the Securities and Exchange Commission, the need arose for us to mobilize company assets, especially outstanding payments due to our company from several companies and individual buyers in several countries, particularly in the United Arab Emirates, to meet the payment obligations owed to MenzGold traders or customers and other business associates. It was in this regard that I embarked on the pursuit of company asset or debt recovery overseas. In the course of my pursuit, upon my arrival in Dubai on the 7th December 2018, I was framed by one of the companies, Horizon Royal Diamond, which owes our company 750 kilograms of gold valued at $39 million. Believing that MenzGold is doomed for closure due to the unfavorable media reportage and customers' protest in Ghana. Hence, tabled a bogus claim that they have been defrauded by another Ghanaian company, Just Gold Company Limited, with frivolous claims of the Just Gold Limited having associations with our company, which is very false. The subsequent action by the Economic and Organized Crime Office, (EOCO), to freeze MenzGold and my personal asset further hardened the resolve of some of our debtors who thought MenzGold was a thing of the past. Following my graceful acquittal and discharge in the Dubai Superior Court, the need arose for me to return to Ghana immediately on the call of the Interpol Red Notice to answer criminal charges on the same customer's debt portfolio before the Ghanaian court, the very reason why I went to Dubai in the first place. A call that restrained me from laying claims to the funds I went to the UAE to recoup. All companies worldwide have liabilities in its books, and so do MenzGold. Business in summary, It's all about owing and being owed. We at MenzGold are committed and do express our willingness to service our debt portfolios to our customers and business associates as soon as we can with a given opportunity. We respectfully pray the Ghanaian authorities to cooperate with us to achieve the following. Number one, to assist us make full recovery of the amount owed MenzGold by Horizon Royal Diamond in Dubai. As an act of good faith, we are willing to engage the Attorney General's office on the best possible way for them to aid MenzGold by employing international law and diplomatic relations to ensure we achieve this objective. 2, to unfreeze our companies and my personal bank account and asset for us to utilize these as vehicles to get productive in order to meet our liabilities, owed to our customers and some business associates in our bid to resolve our liabilities immediately. As of now, Brew Marketing Consult, MenzGold and I cannot credit or debit any bank account in Ghana. This is why it is highly imperative to consider this kind request. As I believe government shares in our resolve and will do all that which is needful in our quest to satisfy the populace, who are our customers. 3, to clearly give direction as to which government agent or agency has jurisdiction to regulate the activity of gold collectible or jewelry trade in Ghana, just so we can apply for the necessary certifications in order to proceed with our business in a fair and sound manner. As we have publicly demonstrated, we are open to fair supervision and are opposed to no supervision, misconceived supervision, or supervision with malicious intent, respectfully. The founders of PayPal, Elon Musk and co., set out to create a new internet currency to replace the US dollar. Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg's first product was designed to get his classmates signed up, not the Earth population. Travis Kalanick and Garrett Camp's Uber started only to supplement the taxi fleet in San Francisco. Brian Chesky, Joe and Nathan started Airbed and Breakfast as a means to rent out an unused space in their abode to get income to supplement a deficit for a pending event. Ivan Spiegel, Bobby and Reggie started what came to be known today as Snapchat, as sending naughty, disappearing fan photos when they were all students at Stanford University. America's media called it Sexting App. Jeff Bezos started Amazon as a digital bookstore in a garage. Was heckled by the big players in the book retailing business. Jack Ma fought through and achieved Alibaba in China, and the list goes on. All of these innovative breakthroughs had regulatory questions, suffered bad press. Uber and Airbed and Breakfast particularly have suffered global protest. Travis Kalanick, founder and first CEO of Uber, especially, fought many regulatory and legal battles. Today, these great innovative companies are pillars of the great Silicon Valley, receiving global tribute for the United States of America. These are just symptoms of disruptive business ideas. MenzGold is today characterized by its same trait, and I have no doubt in my mind that our company is on the path to greatness and global prominence. If these 3 propositions are reviewed and considered, we shall confidently proceed to make the necessary arrangements to start paying our customers immediately under my watch. This I say with my personal guarantee. While my detention in Dubai was harrowing, daunting, terrific, and horrific experience, I am grateful to God because I feel very refined. It has made me older than my age as we grow in our experiences and not in years. I am fulfilled and ready for greater exploit. Highly motivated to add up to our previous gain. I am happy about the disruption, a key trait about a successful business prospect in this information age is the ability to scale. As Mario Andretti, a champion car racer, rightly put it, if everything is under control, you are just not going fast enough. Xylophone Media is an entertainment business. is an entertainment media business built upon technical expertise such as creating, composing, storytelling, and performance. It's also built on innovation just like MenzGold, employing technology to develop new breakthroughs in art, traditional and digital media products. Tomorrow would witness a xylophone media that can be described as a multifunctional media in the digital space, which would cater for a wide variety of international interests and needs. It would comfort you to note that the xylophone media is not just another media firm, respectfully. We are a media and art technology company. Our competitors are not in Ghana. They are far away in the Silicon Valley, California. To you, I say, ants that unite can beat an elephant. To the staff body of all our companies, I couldn't have been more proud of you for standing resolute in the face of adversity. I encourage you to continue to stand strong as we navigate the path of soon meeting up the demands of our cherished customers. To our MenzGold customers, we note that you have experienced an increased level of anxiety and concern, but have been extremely understanding and patient with us through these trying times. We continue to recognize and respect your sacrifice. Please remember that your patience and support for us is not an entitlement, but something we earned by the way we worked with you diligently over the past years. I can assure you that it would pay off favorably soon. Together, we are very conscious of our responsibilities towards you, our church's esteemed customers, and we will do everything we can to individually and collectively meet your expectations. To the government of Ghana, we applaud you for not sparing the rod and spoiling the child. We've got your message. We've grown and are ready to accept and take up responsibility, if any. I want to reiterate that I do not seek political office or power. My goal towards contributing for the good of Ghana and Africa is missionary and not mercenary. Clearly, my willingness to be misunderstood is the basis of our many criticisms and the exercise of brute force and skewed media reportage witnessed against our outfit in the last 12 months. I am an entrepreneur and I remain as such. Last but not the least, to the many Ghanaian and African youth, as well as the aged who believe in me and the NAM mission, we shall continue to contribute to those in authority for creation of the new Ghana and the new Africa for the new Ghanaian and the new African in the new African socio-economic front. I am well aware that many of you crave African prosperity. So do I. To you all I ask, the Egyptian who conceived the idea of the pyramid and actually built it was an African, had same natural abilities we have with less access to information than we do today, yet succeeded in building not just one pyramid, but 3 or more. So then I ask, which African today would build the next Egyptian pyramid? Ghana shall prosper. Africa would be great again. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate your time. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. And thank you too for listening. It's time for the questions. And as I indicated earlier, we're going to take 3 questions at a go, and then we'll allow him to answer all 3. And then we'll come back again to take another round, and then we'll answer. We are taking 10 questions from the media. So please, if you raise up your hand, I'll call you. Then you match up to the microphone here, and then you ask your questions. Please, precise, short. Yes, Peace FM, sir. Come in. Please, if I haven't called you, don't come forward. If I haven't called you, don't come. Please stand there. TV3, please come. And the last one. Last one. I need print media. Print. Daily guide. Daily guide. Okay. Please text the microphone whether it's working. Then you can ask your question. Is it working?
Sure.
Okay, let me give you my.
Wondering whether I can ask 3 in 1 short. And let me do 2 in very short in the matter of 30 seconds. My name is. I'm from Peace FM. First and foremost, now I would like to know how you escape to Dubai. And then also, you have given a summary of everything that happened. But the question really that your customers and the people of Ghana want to know, because it appears you are tiring your ability to pay your customers to government decision, which is may or may not happen. So if it doesn't happen, what happens to your customers?
What is the question? No. So what exactly is the question? The second one.
Oh no, the question was how he was able to escape to Dubai.
The first one is understood, but the second one, it wasn't a question.
Second one,
it appears as if.
No. You set out 3 conditions which you want government to deal with.
Yes, sir.
And one of them was to defreeze your asset on your bank account and all those things. Because on the basis of that, if it happens though, then you'll be able to make progress in terms of ability to pay your customers. And I'm saying that if that doesn't happen, that means that your customers are obviously going to lose out.
Thank you, sir.
That is.
Okay, good morning. My name is Melvin from Daily Guy. I want to know how you feel, because since the MenzGold thing started, some people have linked it to fraud. How do you feel as a person you say you are a great businessman or a kind businessman, and people are saying you have undertaken a fraudulent deal? How do you feel about that? And then secondly, when exactly are you going to pay the people? Because as you said, if they don't pay, if government doesn't help you or the Dubai people don't pay, it means the people are not going to get their monies back.
Online is my name. I work for Media General. You have made 3 propositions to the state that if these conditions are met, that's when you will be able to pay the customers that you owe. One, I want to find out from you, the state says that you owe about 1.6 billion or so, thereabout. Let's hear from you. How many customers do you owe? And in terms of money, how much do you owe them? And do you ascribe to the suggestion by the Ministry of Finance that some of your customers were greedy?
Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much for your queries. Okay. Mr. Obemenu of Peace FM, right? Yes, I will take yours first. So your first question was, how did I escape how did I escape to Dubai? Okay, it would interest you and everybody, all and sundry here, to note that I did not escape from Ghana to Dubai. I went to Dubai. I didn't even go to Dubai first. I went overseas. So I went to certain places in Africa, all in the pursuit of debt recovery, company asset, MenzGold asset. And then I went from there to Europe, and then I went to Asia. And I did not escape. And also, I would want to put it on record that I, Nana Appiah Mensah, did not jump bail. Okay? First of all, the Yoko invitation and, let's say, the bail, the self-recognizance bill that was granted me, did not have, it wasn't tied to a travel ban. Okay? It wasn't tied to a travel ban. Number 2, the day before I would depart, I don't want to commit anybody to anything. But the day before I would depart, I informed the Yoku. As a matter of fact, we can check Yoku's record. Okay, I signed in at their front desk. I visited Yoku the day before I departed our jurisdiction. So I did not escape Ghana to Dubai or any, where in the world. So I'll leave it at that. Then your second question was, if the propositions that we have tabled are not met, does it mean that our customers will languish in, poverty or hardship, till eternity? It is no, okay? Because I believe, I don't want to, but I believe that government shares in our resolve to ensure that every single customer gets paid. This, I'm sure they do. Nobody has told me, but I'm sure they do, because this is a very responsible government who are committed, to discharge their welfare obligation to the good people of Ghana under the social contract signed with them, proud to their coming to office. So I'm very confident in this government that they would, they share in our resolve to ensure that every customer gets paid under their welfare, obligation or duty towards the people of Ghana. And so they would listen, consider, and probably, grant it. However, on the flip side, we have a difficulty because as it stands right now, I'm sure we all know it is no news that I'm before the court, the Ghanaian court, answering criminal charges. Among the charges is a money laundering charge. And so therefore, it's important that if I have money anywhere, and I said I'm using F, economic, if I have money anywhere, I would have to come through the system. Okay, and when I say system, I mean through the central bank. You have to come via bank wire through the central bank, and then central bank will look at it and then send it to the local bank, and then we can draw by check, and then we can make payment. If anything less than that, would give credence to the money laundering allegation, which I am contesting or refuting, before the honorable court, and so therefore it is highly imperative that government looks at this, and in the interest of the populace, in our country, and decide, what they deem fit, under the circumstance. So that's that for your question, Mr. Albemi of Peace FM. Then Daily Guide. Sorry, sir, I didn't get your name because I was right. Melvin. Boss, Mr. Melvin. Okay, so your first question. How do I feel about the fraud tag? Okay. Well, it sounds, it's okay. I am a believer. Okay, and even Jesus Christ had his fair share, of persecution, in quote, so it's okay. I seek the approval of God, and not that of men. So it's all right. But I think my conduct, the fruit is what will determine the tree. So it's all right. My eye is focused, is fixed on the ball, and I'm determined to kick it into the net. So that is where, my focus is right now. So it's all right. Then the second question was, when exactly are we going to pay the people? So I think this is tied to the issue of unfreezing the bank account and the asset. We cannot make any payment as to our business associates or our customers, like when our assets and then the bank account especially, I'm not even too worried about the asset, but the bank account especially, if it's still frozen, then we have a difficulty. So we are praying humbly, we are lying prostrate, and then if you like, we are on our knees. They should look at it, respectfully, and take a decision on it. So when the account is opened, we would immediately make arrangement, just as I indicated in my speech. We would immediately make arrangement, and then that would include meeting the customers' leadership, broad consultation, coming up with a feasible or realistic schedule. And then once we have consensus, we would communicate. So this is what we have, this is what we're planning. Kwabena, right? Of TV3. Your question was, how many customers do we owe and how many customers are involved? Respectfully, I would, because we are before a court of law and these are issues of fact. Now the court, the prosecutions, which is the police, they are alleging a certain figure. We are contesting that figure, and we do not have to arm them, so with respect, I would want to decline comment on this. But in due course, when it is time for us to, make payment, I'm sure with the customer's consent, because this also borders on privacy. So I'm sure with the customer's consent, if we need to publish it in the dailies, why not? We will not hesitate at all. We will do that. Then the last one, do you ascribe to the school of thought, that things that the customers were greedy? I do not. And I'll just leave it at that. I do not. They weren't greedy at all. They were not greedy. So I do not ascribe to that thought. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. And please, kindly keep your questions precise and straight to the point. Boss? Yes, Zal. Dan, please come. Then Favor. Then one print. Let me get one print. I have radio, I have TV. Print from where? Searchlight. Okay, please come here and answer because of camera. One at a time. Okay.
Now the question is that when are you expecting to be able to retrieve these finances from Dubai and to be able to pay your customers? Did the court in Dubai establish timelines for you to be able to retrieve these monies, or it is open to negotiations with this company? You do mention that you expect that government should be able to support you with international lawyers to go after these. So the question is, when are you able to get this money in your accounts to be able to settle your customers?
Thank you. Next person, please.
All right, my name is Arnold Mensah Lavanyo, Xylophone FM and 5 in 5. I've got 2 in 1 questions. The first one, is MenzGold a Ponzi scheme? The second one, Securities and Exchange Commission gave you a directive to shut down the gold vault and pay your customers. Why did you shut down the gold vault and not pay the customers? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mensah. My name is Nanapoku from Daily Searchlight, Nanapoku. I think the brouhaha about what is happening now is about licensing. Now you have made it emphatically clear that you have acquired all the legal documents pertaining to your business. Can you show a copy or copies to the press or to the Ghanaian populace or to the world that indeed you have all the legal documents that you are working with? And my second question, please, I beg your pardon. The man in Dubai, I don't know the name, it's a long name, who allowed the security agencies to incarcerate you. Now that you have come out, that the claim he was making against you were false, what are you going to do? Are you going to take legal action against him, or you're just going to leave him off the hook? Thank you.
Please, let's ask only one question. Please, it's very important. Okay, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Favor Nuno of BBC. So you want to know when we are collecting, the money that is owed to us in Dubai, the UAE. Just as I indicated in my statement, right after I won the case, the judges in the Dubai Superior Court ruled the case in my favor. The next thing would have been to do the necessary arrangements and or file the necessary applications and whatnot. Just so I can recover the money, and then still come back to the propositions that one of the propositions that we have, tabled for government, right to government, and then freeze our account just so it can be transferred. Because the invoice we furnished them, the account on it, is MenzGold, and MenzGold account has been so. But for the Interpol red notice, as soon as I left, the criminal, as soon as the first criminal proceeding was done, the Interpol red notice kicked in. So I was still under detention, so I couldn't do any of this. So now that I'm home, it's important that I show my customers and shareholders, patrons, and then the whole Ghanaians, the general public, respect, by briefing them as to what exactly transpired, from my perspective. And then thereafter, we will sit with the lawyers and then engage the Attorney General's office, so we can pursue, that amount. So we're hoping that would be done as soon as possible. However, that is not the only asset our company has. So that is not a do or die or make or break, But so we would hold on to other assets that we have, just so we'll be able to adequately meet our liabilities to our customers. So this is my position on that. So, and then you also asked as to whether the court gave timelines. No, there were no timelines attached. Then Mr. Arnold Mensah of Vibe in 5, right? A xylophone FM. You want to know as to whether MenzGold is a Ponzi scheme. MenzGold is not a Ponzi scheme. Let me seize this opportunity to shed light, more light, on the operations. I'm sure this is in reference to the gold collectible trade and not our gold export and then our assaying and smelting and assaying. Now, the gold collectible trade was a platform that we created, our creation. And I mentioned innovation when I was speaking. So we own the proprietary, to the gold trading platform. It's a platform that has a lot of, buyers, so many buyers, and then it has a lot of around the world, and then it has a lot of sellers, which is the traders, with their gold collectible, all right? So we only own the platform. It is our creation, So we own the platform. So it is just like Accra Mall, for example. You have a product you want to sell. You do not have, you don't know where to find a seller. And so you go to Accra Mall and then you go and then apply for space just so you can bring your product then come and sell. So a customer owns his gold collectible, all right? Comes to MenzGold and says that, I want to trade my gold collectible on your platform because the platform is ours. So we need to have royalties. We need to get paid. And this is why they pay us commissions. So they pay for commission, we accept, and then we give them receipt, narrating the transaction history on the receipt. Then we accept the gold, and then we sign a contract, and it is the contract that regulates our relationship. And in the contract states what should be done in case of breach, all right? After we put a gold, we subject the gold to our platform, all right? And then we have buyers on the platform. So the product that we have placed on our platform meets a buying lead. So somebody buys it. We make profit of having accepted the commission, which is the royalty. We also make profit on the customer's gold that they have placed on the platform. All right, and gold, we have huge demand. So there is constant demand. So every week we are able to sell the customer's gold, all right, restock, and then come and sell again. But at the end of the month, because the contract says that we are supposed to be paying them returns at the end of the month, we only give them 1 out of the 4. And then the 3, because we are doing the trade, the 3 becomes, our profit or our benefit. Let me say benefit or reward. So this is what it is. It is not a Ponzi scheme, but it is just an innovative drive. Today's internet market is where the owners of platforms like Alibaba, like eBay, like what's it called, Amazon, and all owns a platform, and then they match selling lead to a buying lead, and then they make money. So it was just an innovative drive. It was just an innovation, something our creation, and people would contest what they do not know. Around the world, there is a huge debate as to whether ghosts exist or not. Because none of us have seen a ghost, there is a contest. A school of thought believes ghosts exist. A school of thought believes it does not exist. So naturally, human beings would contest what they do not know. But we do, because this is our proprietary. We have the technical expertise when it comes to gold. You might be a lawyer, and a good one for that matter, but that doesn't make you a good businessman. You can be a business professor, in Harvard or Yale business school, all right? But when venture capitalists put money in your hands to go do business, that doesn't mean you can be a successful businessman. So we need to promote mutual respect. Okay, so this is what it is. This is my take on the gold collectible trade. If we all see things from different perspectives, my 4-year-old, all right, would not just conclude that an animal, is a duck by just watching the way it walks or the way it swims. My 4-year-old panel will not do that. All right? We do not have to, draw assumptions and then conclusions based on, our mental dispositions and our primary and secondary socialization. We need to attack the fact, especially when our integrity, are on board. Today, the telcos in Ghana, they do mobile transfers, but originally they were given a license to do telecommunication business. You get it? Today the real estate industry is not regularized, but tomorrow it would be. So at every given time in human history, innovation precedes regulation. So if we have gotten innovative, we are not opposed to, regulation. We welcome regulation, but we expect fair regulation, in accordance with the rule of law. So MenzGold is not a Ponzi scheme. Thank you so much. SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission also gave us a directive that we should shut down the gold. We should shut down the gold vote market, which is the trading platform that we have created. A platform that has the customer's gold, the selling prospect, and with the buying leads that we are supposed to match just so we make the sales and then be able to pay the customers. The SEC asked us to shut that down and then still pay the customers. That is tantamount to telling the shops in Accra Mall, all right, to shut down, yet the shops there should be making sales. It doesn't add up, It is like going to a Mercedes-Benz. You go to a Mercedes-Benz shop, garage, and then you tell them you want a fleet of Mercedes-Benz for car rental business, but you want it on credit. So you do down payment, and then they give you 5 Mercedes-Benz to go and then run car rental business. Just so every month you would come and then be servicing the debt. You take the cars, you start the business. Every month you pay, you service the debt. Then you receive a letter from Mercedes telling you that, or you receive a letter from, let's say, a car regulator telling you that stop renting the cars, yet keep paying the money to Mercedes-Benz. Well, I thought this was a demonstration of a certain deficit in the understanding of our exact, business. So we would go back and then furnish them with, more further and better particulars, just so the executives can probably, look at it, and if they think we can create an industry out of our gold collectible trade, they would forward, some draft, to the legislature, and then possibly we can have a statute or an act, and then it becomes an industry which will promote and advance the cause of our economic prospect. Thank you. Okay, Nana Poku of Daily Searchlight. You asked that we show a copy of. I think my last answer can also answer this, should be able to cater for this question. However, let me just give it a small shot. As of now, we own a Minerals Commission license that directs us to do two main things: to buy gold on one arm, on one leg, and then to export gold on another leg. So we hold a Minerals Commission license. That makes us a gold dealer, okay, a reputable one for that matter. However, we got innovative, with our gold, because we thought there is a huge market gap as to domestic consumption. And it is important that we satisfy, we do not have to be, and of course, the government, keeps promoting that. We need to do value addition. We need to add value to our produce, and then we can satisfy, domestic market. So we thought we can buy gold, and then we can export gold. But we do not export all the gold. We still have some gold Dory bars left. Why don't we do value addition to it, and then put it up for sale so we can make profit? So it would interest you to note that we're buying gold 7.75 grams at, let's say, how much were we buying it?
1,200.
1,200. And then we had the technology, all right, to be able to process it and then made it to the finished product you see with the packaging and all that. So let's say cost price is, the manufacturing price is 300 more. So that comes to 1,500. But we're selling one at 2,000. So we make profit off, the 500, out of which we pay our broker or retailer, which is Brew Marketing Consult, I think 3%. They take 3% on. So we pay them the 3%. So that 500 Ghana, we put it on the side. Okay, thank you.
Do one more. Okay, it's okay.
So, we just, in short, just as I indicated in our statement, we sought to produce a word processor, out of a typewriter, or we sought to produce lemonade out of lemon. This is what we did. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. It's okay.
Wait, one more.
Okay.
Yes, those who caused who filed that claim in Dubai, that filed claim in Dubai and then caused my detention. The lawyers are reviewing. Our Emirati lawyers are still reviewing, so I'm yet to get an advice. But I would definitely, press charges and then seek the necessary reparations. Thank you.
GTV, please, City, and then another print. Joy. Multi-TV, please, come forward. GTV, City, and Multi-TV, or Joy.
You want to know the net worth of MenzGold before and after. That's also an information that we cannot divulge, owing to the fact that we have civil and criminal proceedings. Okay, so, but in due course, we really have to, you can trust and be rest assured that we would. The second one was government. Yeah, I said we thank the government for not sparing the rod and spoiling the child. Do you take that as an admission of guilt? No, that is not an admission of guilt. If it were, I'm sure the judiciary is also government, and this is, the judiciary is also government. So if there is an admission of guilt, I think the appropriate place to have done it would have been the Chamber of Justice, which was before the court of law, when I went before them. That's supposed to like pull your legs. But, it's not an admission of guilt. But the point here is that every human being is fallible. Maybe we have, from where they sit, maybe there were certain omissions and commissions that we, are not privy to, which necessitated certain actions and inactions that they took. So, no matter, what we do, there are fathers and there are mothers in the hem of affairs. And so, therefore, we are still subject to them. And so, yes, in as much as it is not admission of guilt, we still thank them. And if you like, I would reiterate it. We thank them for, pruning us, and making us refined and the best that we can possibly be. Then, my brother Hansen from CTFM. Yes, you want to know as to whether it is true or false that we have agreed with government for them to be a trustee to the pending amount that we need to recoup from Dubai. It is not the case, okay, except that the letter that you referred us to was, just like I'm doing right now, was a proposition, was a suggestion, more or less that Kwame, our very capable lawyer, in conjunction with all the international, lawyers did to the Ghanaian government. So I'm sure they are still, and today I have also added my voice to it. So I'm sure they are still reviewing, and in due course, just as I said, we would engage the AG's office. Once we're set, they will let us know, what they can do and what they cannot do. But what is certain is that we'll definitely, find solution to the pending teasing matter. Thank you. Then you talked about customer committee. I thought when I was speaking just a moment ago, I said we will do broad consultation. We engage customers' leadership. In fact, even the schedule, we would have to build consensus. So customers would be at the center, at the heart, when we get to that point. Then the conspiracy theory as to people wanting to destroy me, as to whether it is true or false. Well, what I know is that everybody wants to catch the star, in the sky. Everybody wants to, have the better things and of this world. So life in itself is a struggle. My mother tells me all the time, like growing up, that life is war, and especially when you're a man. And so therefore, I will not, disregard or sit here and say everybody in the whole world wishes me well. However, I think, having come this far, all things work together for good, to those that love God and to those who are called according to his purpose. And whatever happens in this life, if God doesn't permit it, it doesn't happen. And so in all things, I give glory to God. I pray that if, certain persons or elements, whether local or international, are working and conspiring for my fall, I pray they repent and accept Jesus Christ. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The last one of a question.
Sorry, Maxwell, my brother Maxwell from Joy News. The timelines. I think this is tied to the fact that we cannot access money. We just can't access money. We can't, do without the bank account. Especially when we have money laundering allegations. So once that is done, once we engage government, whatever decision they take, and we would also get to the customer's leadership, and then we would all jojo, and then do consensus building, then agree on timelines that would be of mutual benefit. So we'll definitely, publish the timelines, but we would need you to be just a little bit patient. My brother Maxwell, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We'll do that. Please, the last round of questions. Daily Graphic. And Daily Graphic. Please come. Daily Graphic, Ghana Web, and then Class TV or Class FM, please.
Yeah, my name is Stephen Kenneth Nakuja from Pendim TV, GhanaPublicEye.com. Please, I want to ask, Stephen Kenneth Nakuja from Pendim TV, Ghana Public Eye. Please, I want to ask whether NAM1 has regretted investing in our music industry or entertainment industry. I want to know. Thank you.
Right. Nana, my name is Lord. Sorry, I work with Ghana Web. So earlier in the day, Lord, with Ghana Web. So earlier there was, for want of a better word, a cryptic message on your Twitter timeline, which suggested that, there was an alligator or crocodile attacking a wildebeest, and the other wildebeest were just looking on. Would you say that industry players hang it out to dry? And also, what's the meaning of Orum Battalion?
Good afternoon. My name is Awad Said from Hot FM. I want to know the step taken in order to unfreeze your account and the asset. A step taken in to unfreeze the account and the asset. Awad Said from Hot FM. Yeah.
Last one. Yes, please, Sammy.
Okay, my name is Jerry Wonder from Shine Publications. We would like to know basically what is your message for the young people out there who see xylophone or who saw xylophone as the only avenue for them to begin their entertainment careers?
Okay, let me quickly add, I haven't called any lady, so please I'll add her to the last one of questions.
Okay, my name is Bodo Abigail from Metro TV, and I would like to find out what is the next step for MenzGold if all is settled, and if you are going to reinvent the company or you are going to close the chapter for it.
Okay, my brother Stephen. Pendrin Media. You want to know as to whether I have regretted in investing in the entertainment industry. I have not. I cannot. It was a business decision. And, we believe, I do not believe, or I do not do businesses that, you start today and then you reap tomorrow. I am, with respect, and not to sound boastful, like a generational, sort of. So everything you have seen with xylophone, every step, everything, but for the freeze and then the unfortunate issues in the past few months that's before us, all right, every other thing is calculated, and it is to achieve a certain positive effect. So we are hopeful, and just as I indicated in my speech, hopefully soon in the future you will see a vibrant digital xylophone media that would have global, effect. Thank you. Then Lord from Ghana Web, you want to know as to what is the meaning. You want to know as to whether I've regretted with the industry. I think I just answered that. So I would go to the second question. You also want to know the meaning of aurum utalium. Okay. Aurum utalium is gold, is referred to gold dory bar. Okay? When we say gold dory bar, gold that is not 100%, that hasn't got 100% aurum. Okay, aurum is gold, pure gold. That is 24 karat gold, which is 99.99999. Now, so when you see aurum utalium, what it means is that it is gold of a certain percentage purity or carat, and then a foreign matter. And that foreign matter could be silver, it could be copper, it could be, any of the metals. Now, we sign a contract, okay, with people that we do business with. And then we say we are selling aurum, the commodity description or the commodity specification is aurum utalium. The percentage purity is 93 or 92, 92%. And then the carat is 22 carat plus. All right? And then somebody says, put respectfully their ignorance on display. Read Google, which is not, okay, it's somebody's company, so read information from somewhere, which is not gospel, okay, and then makes a huge fuss or propaganda out of it. It is unfair. Now, today, Snap is somebody's brand, okay, and it is, the inspiration was taken from Snapchat. Today, Snap has been incorporated into the English dictionary. Previously, Snap was not, all right, but following Snapchat. So now, in the place of video me, everybody says Snap me. Now today, in the absence of send me a message, we say WhatsApp me. Language is organic. And every language, every word was once just a jargon. So when it comes to my field of trade, in our local parlance, there's this joke, say, Obi anyine jume mu brofo. Inti no say ontia, I also obisa, onyima, I also obisa. Now in the gold dealership, let's say industry, the world over, if anybody wants to describe gold Doriba, they say it's aurum utalium. Now, I cited a text that says that it is a word that is often used by, it says what? Aurum utalium is so often used by criminals. Now, let's pay attention to so often. Okay, I believe this is English, everyday English. So and I'm sure you, the media, even understand it better than some of us do. Aurum utalium is so often used by criminals who distribute fake gold. Now, so often, when we say something is so often used by somebody, what it means is that some persons uses it, but this person uses it more. So it doesn't mean it is flawed or it is fake. Now, it goes on to say that fake gold who offer 1,000 kilograms of gold. Now, no gold dealer would say 1,000, no proper gold dealer or a better intellectual text on gold, all right, will say 1,000 kilos. The SI unit for gold is in kilograms, ounces, grams, and then kilos, and then tons. So, if this is an authoritative academic or intellectual text, all right, it would have been offers 1 ton, and not 1,000 kilograms. Sometimes 5,000 kilograms. They wouldn't have written they would have written 5 tons. So I see this is coming from somebody that has been a victim of the 90% or 99% gold fraud around the world. That I, have been a victim. That I've been detained for, 8 months in Dubai for no wrongdoing. Okay, and then it goes on to say the abbreviation AU means aurum, all right, and nothing else. There is no such word in Latin, and there never was a Latin word for aurum. So I ask you, prior to the incorporating of a word like snap into the English dictionary, was there a word like snap? Today we say, and not just snap, there are several other. You know, with time we can do the research and then bring it to the fore. There are so many words that weren't, but today they are. And this is language. So disregard, you know, the misconception, dispel it. It is just something that was orchestrated by certain persons who do not have, you know, the fact. Thank you. The second question was from Awa, my brother Awa from Hot FM. You want to know steps we are taking to unfreeze our assets. The first step is what I have done, appealing to the authorities, because we believe in diplomacy. All right? Law, yes, is the cement of society. That is what holds society compact. However, laws are made for men and not the other way around. So we believe, you know, appealing to government or those in authority first, you know, going on our knees and saying, making a good case as to why XYZ should be done is more appropriate than locking horns. But in the court of law, however, because when two elephants fight, it is the grass and then those that, you know, are beneath it that surface. So this is the first step, first humble call. We have appealed. We would go and then further, you know, appeal some more. If, for some reason, if the decision is not favorable and we disagree, we would express our disagreement by filing an application, resorting to the court of law to seek the appropriate redress. So that's my take on that. Then Jerry Wonder. Those who believe in xylophone media and then wants to pursue a career, you know, were dreaming of pursuing a career with xylophone media, I have news for you. Your aspirations, your visions, and then your desires are not, your hopes are not dashed. There would be a better xylophone media tomorrow. But first, we want to cater for our cherished, you know, customers. And then we will revamp xylophone media. And you are welcome because we operate an open door system. So you're always welcome. We would love to partner, to work, and then to grow with you. Thank you.
Finally,
we have one from
Metro TV.
Then we have Bodo, right? My sister from Metro TV. What is the next step for MenzGold Ghana? Is it going to be a thing of the past? No, it is not. But this is why it is part of, you know, the proposals or the propositions that we are making to government. There has been a huge contention. We say we have a license, and then we think we belong to the school of thought that believes that we have a license, we just got innovative. It is a gray area. It probably has a semblance of securities, but it is not. What looks like a tree or what looks like a duck, it is not a duck. It is probably a seahorse or an ostrich, you know. So we want them to, like, kindly, you know, direct us to the appropriate quarters, if any, appropriate state agent or agency. We are not opposed to supervision at all. In fact, the only way to, like, you know, stay in your track and then not to lose focus is to be supervised, is to be regulated. All right, we want to grow. We want to build a business that will surpass our generation. You know, we want to build a business that would improve the economic prospects of this country. We want to build a business that would take Africa to the world. We want to build a business that, you know, would change Africa's narrative. It's been 3 decades since the advent of the internet from intranet. Africa really today, when I came back, I have seen some great, internet businesses. I think I saw Drop-In. I commend you guys. You're doing a good job. I think the Drop-In is an answer to, the Great Silicon Valley's Uber. And then I've seen another one. I don't want to publicize them. We'll throw our weight behind the Ghanaian one, which is the Drop-In. That's a fantastic, job some young guys like ourselves have done. So we'll throw our weight behind them and then push them to succeed. It's been 3 decades, 30 years. Amazon and all these companies, Uber, eBay, they started from the advent of the internet, from 1990s, 92, 93, thereabout, when there was the internet booming, California, the Great Silicon Valley. Today, the Silicon Valley has become a domain, for internet businesses. And then all around the world, we pay tribute to America through these businesses. So people are in South Africa. Today we have Uber here in Ghana. Uber is far away in, Silicon Valley. Yahoo, Google, all those businesses are there. Now we use them here, and then we pay for their services. And all that goes to America, and that makes America great. Don't get me wrong, I love America, but it is important that we also take the bull by the horn if we want to, indeed, create a new African story. If we want to be respected, want to be accorded with respect, we want to be accorded, with dignity, it is important that we invest in the difficult task of creating new things. It is usually very cumbersome to do it. It comes with a cost. A lot of falling and getting up. But it is not impossible. It is a road that is leading to prosperity. And that is exactly what Africa needs, just so we can clench or, win ourselves away from the clutches of poverty. So we would pursue, and then we would, with God on our side, I know we will succeed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think he deserves another round of applause. That's the end of the question. So I will ask, we want 2 customers to come and give us, let's say, their thoughts or whatever concerns is on your heart. They should come. 2, Sewa and then Timon. Please come. And please, Timon, please hurry up. Sewa, come up. Please. Not question, but what you think, your remarks about whatever that has been said today.
Thank you very much. Again, my name is Sewa, and mine is an interest as well as a question. When Appiah was talking, and he mentioned that he had learned some lessons. So I would like to know, respectfully, and if you can do with 3, what are some of the lessons that you've learned, and what, in the direction of what would you do differently from how things was before? Yeah, it's my observation in the form of a question.
My name is Tim Benop. As customers and as representatives of MenzGold customers, we appreciate the press conference that has gone on at this moment. Because our boss, or the CEO of MenzGold, has been able to touch most of the concerns of the customers. But our main priority and what we are looking for, or our expectations of as customers, is that customers are now relying on MenzGold, as MenzGold, or the CEO, is also relying on government, because he has made us to understand that his hand is now in the mouth of government, because his accounts has been frozen. And if probably that accounts is not unfrozen, he may not be able to see to the welfare of customers. I want to draw his attention that customers are languishing in pain. As I speak now, we've recorded 23 customers that have passed away. And most of them are also bedridden. This is an issue that he needs to at least put much of his attention on. Customers' expectation is just to get their money, and he will have to prove to the benefit of the doubts that as a young man of him and as we youth who has also gotten that courage to invest in this company will not be denied of our investment rights and what we deserve for. All I will also have to say is that we would have had a lot of questions to ask, but he touched a lot of areas. And for that matter, as urgent as possible, as he may be able to offer, should be done quick, so that whatever relationship or whatever that needs to be done with government, so that customers will get paid in the shorter time, is what we customers are here to see. And that is all. Thank you.
Okay, Takwa, please. Takwa. Nana.
Honorable Namwa, that's what I would say. A special greetings from Takwa to you. We've heard you all right. Most of the questions you have asked, Mr. Timo, I've said most of them. But what I want to chat more, apart from the fact that I'm a MenzGold customer, I'm also a non-missioner at Takwa. And I can see my man Doji here. I want you to touch on non-mission. What plans do you have to expand non-mission? Because Takwa now, it started meetings, but we are not hearing anything from you. I would advise you expand non-mission program to Takwa so that we can also move forward. Thank you very much.
It's always a great pleasure interacting, with the press. But it is even more delightful interacting with customers, because you have made us who we are today as a business and as individuals. If you hadn't reposed confidence in us in the first place, our business would have traveled on a road that leads nowhere. So we appreciate you, and I'm happy, to meet you. Now, my sister Sewa, you talked about you want to know the lessons that I have learned. Well, life in itself is it's a learning curve. So, but you want to know just three. So if I want to talk about my lessons, then maybe, we might end up spending 2, 3, 4, or even more hours here. However, you want to know three, so let me just deal with the three. I have learned, and I would just gift it out, on this special day to aspiring entrepreneurs, that consensus building is critical, whether you are right or wrong, it's highly imperative that you resort to consensus building. And this is why today, we are appealing to government. So it is great to build consensus. Then number two, don't be too willing to be misunderstood. Prior to this point, I thought it's actually great, when you're going right and then people think you're going left. It's great because you see, it prevents or avoids competitors, So there were a lot of misconceptions about our business, but we didn't bother to come out and then, educate the public, because they wanted to keep enjoying. Mr. Fair, for example, was very, bold and very assertive anytime in our meetings. When a PR, brings it up that they want to do public education, he would go like, no, he wants to keep enjoying his monopoly. So we were too willing to be misunderstood. And I think this is what has brought us this far. Henceforth, we will speak up. We would educate, we would inform, and then take more feedback. And then lastly, there is no power on earth, whether above, on this earth, below, in the sea, in the realms, mightier than God. So let us accept Christ. These are the three key lessons that I would want to share, with you. Thank you, sir. Then, my boss, my boss, Timothy, a proud customer, and I hear you're a president. Mr. President, I salute you. I'll CACM. We are happy, and then we have taken your contribution or suggestion and good, faith. However, I just want to situate one statement you made properly. That doesn't mean I disagree with you, but I just want to situate it. You said you customers are relying on MenzGold, and MenzGold is also relying on government. No. You are relying on us, and we are relying on you because we are partners. Okay? So we take a decision as partners, and then we can go to government and say, Dad, our father, the father of the nation, can you please help us accomplish A, B, C, D? So we are partners. We are with you. Like we are the same. We are in the same bracket. Okay, so this is just situating the statement properly. Then the non-mission, apart from being business and then business executive and whatnot, we believe in giving back to society. So the non-mission, I'm a philanthropist too. So the non-mission would continue, just like I indicated in my statement. You want to know the plans that we have. Once we settle the customers, once every customer gets settled and they are happy, and then possibly with the right certifications, if any, we get back to business. Non-mission would see regional offices. In fact, we started, but for what happened, we had to, set our priorities right. So non-mission will see regional offices, and we would commit a part of our profit, to helping the authorities or government to solve some of the basic, needs that our country have. So the non-mission would proceed, or would soldier on. Thank you so much, Ohinijan, as part of our corporate social responsibility. Thank you. Now, respectfully, Mr. Moderator, right? I would want us to, with respect to the media and everybody gathered here and now, that we stand up and then observe 1 minute silence for our departed, brothers and sisters. And this is in reference to the customers.
Please, a minute silence.